How's it going, everyone? Today we're reviewing the Nexusrider Trailblazer at one of my absolute favorite locations, Mount Spokane. The Nexusrider Trailblazer is one of the best all-wheel drive off-road e-bikes for the money. At the heart of the Trailblazer are its dual 1,000 watt motors, delivering a combined power of 2,000 watts for effortless acceleration in hill climbing. The Trailblazer comes with a full suspension system with shocks in the back and the front, and when combined with the 26 by 4 inch tires, you're sure to have a fantastic ride. It also comes standard with a 22.4 amp hour battery, which can get you 20 miles or more of riding on just the throttle alone, or 40 plus miles if you are pedaling along with the bike. Today, we're going to be putting the Nexusrider Trailblazer through its paces. We're going to test the acceleration, the hill climbing ability, and the handling and braking, while giving you a comprehensive overview of what the e-bike is capable of. And we're gonna have a little bit of an adventure while we're at it. Without further ado, let's get out there. We're gonna go for a little ride. Today is a gorgeous day. It is about 88 degrees back home, right up here on the mountain. We're probably about, I'd probably give it about 80 degrees or so. Definitely feels very nice for riding. Couldn't ask for any better weather. We're gonna go rip up some trails, and I'm gonna kind of talk to you guys a little bit more about this bike. And we're gonna end the day up at the summit of this mountain, about 2 miles up. Not vertical, just distance. Although we probably will be gaining a 1,000 feet or so of elevation today when we do go to the top of the mountain. Such a beautiful vista. I can't wait to show you guys here in a little bit. But first, let's go for a little ride. So as mentioned with this bike, one of my favorite things is it is full suspension. This bike handles really, really well. It is very, very nice, buttery smooth to ride. I also like the tires. We got some 26 inch tires by 4 inch wide. They absorb a lot of the shock as well. And the 26 inch tires means that you can get up and over just about anything you need to, which is super nice. After riding a bunch of 20 inch tires and 26 inch tires, I honestly do prefer the 20 inch for maneuverability, but the 26 inch for off-roading for sure is definitely king, because you can go up and over just about anything. Luckily on these trails, they're pretty darn smooth, so we don't have to worry about too much. 20 inch tires probably would have been fine, but if you really are doing any off-roading, you know, any sort of trail riding, I would definitely stick to the 26 inch if I was to pick one of the two. You know, on our way down, one of the things I wanted to cover actually was, you know, I read a lot of forums when I was first looking for e-bikes. And one of the things that a lot of people were saying that I thought was really strange was that they said that all-wheel drive e-bikes weren't really worth it. They didn't really like help out with anything. They were kind of pointless. It was a gimmick. I saw all kinds of things. And let me be the first to tell you that, you know, like if you have a rear wheel drive, you know, e-bike, which is most other bikes, you are not going to have the same amount of traction or the same amount of torque. The acceleration is going to be even less. That's not to say that you can't find bikes that have good acceleration that are rear wheel, but when you compare it to an all-wheel drive bike, it is literally night and day. Like if I have to choose a bike to take out with me, you know, when I'm going on trails like this or going uphill, especially when it's gravelly, an all-wheel drive bike will absolutely destroy a rear-wheel drive any time of the day. So if you guys are looking for a great, you know, trail riding bike, I would always encourage people to look for an all-wheel drive if you can. Usually they do cost a little bit more, but honestly, the efficiency of the bike really isn't hindered much by the all-wheel drive. And in my opinion, it is 100% worth it. So I just thought that I'd talk about that because that's something that I've seen a lot, and it's kind of crazy to me that that's even the case. But just figured I'd explain it to you guys in case you're ever curious about what the differences are and how the handling and maneuverability is. There's my take on it. So we're gonna continue down for a little bit, and then we're gonna turn around and head back up. I just kind of wanted to see what's down here, do a little bit of exploring. Wasn't even really looking for anything, but look at what I found right here. Hopefully you guys can see these all right. I think that these could be edible, like Spring King mushrooms is what they're called. I could be wrong. Oh no, I think this is it actually. A really nice bottom. Oh man, look at this. We totally found some. These are some of the most delicious edible mushrooms you can find. I honestly have been looking for them all spring and I never found them. And right on the side of the trail, look at what we found. This is awesome. This is so cool. We went down the trail a little ways. Didn't really find anything else really worth noting. So we're gonna turn back around and start heading towards the top. Got probably a couple hours until sunset, but I wanna get up in the top probably a good 30 minutes before if we can. We're sitting at 100% battery right now, just about. We pretty much went downhill so far the whole way. But now we're gonna kind of book it on up, I think, a little bit. I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of the acceleration and power on this thing. We're going uphill. I'd probably say it's like a 10-degree, you know, incline. Nothing too crazy right now. But this thing will just rip up this like it's nothing. We're gonna zoom out along here, go a little bit faster. It's nice and smooth road. All right. Look at that, 28 on a forest road. That's pretty awesome. All right, I'm gonna slow down a little bit. I am freezing, that's so cold. Once I get in the sun, like I said, it's just gonna take care of it. We'll be good, but yeah, that is cold when you get going that fast and it's in the forest like that. But yeah, as you saw, this bike got up to 28. This bike can honestly just haul, like on straightaways, you know, on paved roads, I've gotten up to 33 easily. The max speed I've ever gotten up to on this bike is 35 on a paved road. We might try doing a speed test up top because there is a bit of a flat stretch, but honestly don't really know if it's enough to really get a top speed for you guys. So you can, I guess, take my word for it on that one. You just saw 28 and we're going uphill a little bit on a dirt road. So, you know, paved going 30 to 35, definitely very easy. Back to the car, I wanted to grab some camera gear so that when we're up at the top, we could do some photography, some drones, stuff like that. We probably have about 20 pounds of gear, I'd say, on the bike, maybe about 10 on my back, of various things. So we're about 30 pounds there. I'm 180 pounds, so we're about 210 pounds. We're gonna be taking up this hill. Just for your record, we got about 2 miles to get to the top, probably about 800 feet of elevation. We are sitting at, let's see, 4 out of 5 bars, so about 80% battery left, which should be plenty for us. More than plenty. And I'm just gonna try and throttle it pretty much the whole way just to kind of show you guys what this thing's capable of. Really not like a really test as far as you know, distance goes for the battery, but more just kind of showing you guys that this thing really does not need any help whatsoever getting up these hills. So we're gonna kind of rock and roll up this, especially since it's a road. This is gonna be so easy. We might stop along the way at a couple spots, but I really want to be able to show you guys this view. So we're still doing about a 10% grade right now. I'm all the way down on the throttle, having no problems whatsoever. Look at that view out there. That is just insane. This is why I love coming up here. Such a beautiful road. We definitely have to be a little bit careful of drivers on here. People drive a little bit crazy sometimes. Lucky we're going uphill. That's the hardest part because people get the sun in their eyes, they can't see, but on the way down they should be a little bit safer, so not all too worried. But definitely have to keep your wits about you. Don't let your guard down. Pay attention to what you're doing. As I say that, we got a little bit of a straightaway here. I want to show you guys this view too. This is pretty insane. So beautiful. Just mountains and hills, whatever you want to call them, as far as you can see. Honestly, compared to the west side of the state, these are more hills, but it is still beautiful up here. Just about a mile high elevation wise. It's pretty nuts how high up here we are. So, all right, let's just kind of continue on through these alpine forests, and then we're gonna go through a couple alpine fields, glens, whatever you want to call them, and then we'll be up at the top. So I'll check back in here in a few. So I figured I'd turn this back on. I'm gonna slow down. Look at this view up here. You're gonna see the real beauty here in a minute, especially once I put that drone up. Oh, it's gonna be so cool. I don't know if I mentioned this, but this is actually a ski mountain too, so you're gonna see some chairlifts up here. Definitely some people wandering around, I guarantee it today. Yeah, what a beautiful view. Check this out. It is so cool. Oh, look at that, photography permit, commercial activity, including paid photography. Well, it's a good thing we're not getting paid today. All right. going up here, there's this really old, they call it the Vista House. Look right there, built in 1934. It's actually just built out of rocks. It's such a cool place. I want to show you guys that here before we get off the GoPro and move to a different camera. Oh, you're good. All right. Yeah, look at this place right here. Isn't that cool or what? Such a cool house. All right, everyone, from the top of Mount Spokane, I want to thank you all for tuning into this video. I hope that you liked my review of the Nexusrider Trailblazer. If you're looking for a great mountain bike at a great price that does just about anything you need it to, this is definitely a bike worth looking into. With the all-wheel drive and the full suspension, as all the bells and whistles you could possibly need, this is a fantastic bike. Make sure to check out the link in the description for the link to this bike, and make sure to tune into the next episode. I can't wait to share what's next.
I'm melting your hands, soaked in sweat when we dance. I fall to my knees, baby.
All right, everyone, I know that we just did the outro, but I had to show you this view. Isn't this absolutely insane? This is why I love riding this place. Honestly, it's even cooler on the way down than on the way up. You couldn't ask for a better day. Thank you guys all for tuning in, and as always, we will see you next time on Dragon Ball Z.